So I set my iPhone on a music stand, and that's my camera angle set up. So it's pretty simple to make that happen. Video today to just kind of document how this music comes out of me, because this music is in me. It's a part of my life. It's a how do you say it's a constant memory of my life's walk, and so the music is in there. The music is a culmination of events, if you will, and so I'm just going to document how that comes out. As we go through putting together all these musical things that are going to happen if the Lord allows me to live. I've been experiencing lately taking those steps of faith and kind of what happens. And I've done them, I've taken steps of faith in my life in the past and experienced, Satan really distracting me to the point to where I couldn't do it anymore. And I just got so far off track and off base, just through life's events that I'm like, wound up in a completely different place. So lately, just in the last, little while, a couple of weeks ago, I really took a step of faith with this website and the YouTube channel to launch this thing and just kind of do this stuff that I feel like the Lord wants me to do. And so what I'm finding is, what I found, especially in this taking the steps of faith, is the attacks are going to come, and you got to be prepared for that, and to kind of welcome it, actually, and tune into God's frequency and take those steps anyway. And what's interesting about taking some of these first steps of faith is it makes taking more steps of faith easier, for one, and essential, number two, and at a certain point you wouldn't have it any other way. That's a cool thing, is you get used to taking steps of faith, and that's the only way you want to do it. So, kind of on that theme of what I'm experiencing in my life is that, I'm called to take steps of faith. I'm called to walk in faith. I've discovered it to a certain degree. I've taken some steps of faith and found it to be liberating and easier by the day to take steps of faith, all the while being in a most desperate life's predicament, if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm in this life's predicament of utter desperation and pressure and difficulty. And yet I've chosen to take steps of faith, and I'm tuning into what God's got in mind, and I keep walking down that road, trusting the Lord, knowing that He's leading me to a different place, a place that He will show me. So that's what this whole thing is about. That's what's going on. That's the idea of, this next little musical thing that I get going. I mean, granted, I got a bunch of other musical things that are in process way beyond where this one's at. But this is just, this is a start-off idea. I wanted to document kind of how it goes with me so that people can see, how long it takes for me and what goes into it. So basically, I get an acoustic guitar most of the time, because it's easier to write songs with. And of course, you know, I'm in this desperate walk of faith mindset at the moment. And so whatever song it is that's coming out right now is a desperate human position, and at the same time the joy and the confidence in the walk of faith. So that's kind of an odd situation. But we're all there. Everybody is in the exact same place. There are things about your life that are desperate. There are things about your life that are above your pay grade, if you will. And at the same time, you know, those of us who are called to walk in faith with the Lord and choose to do that, find real liberation in, you know, things, and things about your life start adding up a little bit better and making a little bit more sense. So when I pick up the guitar, you know, I start noodling around with the guitar, and I start looking for, you know, what's going to start describing or sounding like these desperate walks of faith. You understand what I'm saying? So you see, it's like, wow, man, the desperate walks, you know, walk of faith starts coming out, you know, in music. So you start hearing that thing. So you keep noodling around with that, and eventually you kind of come up with a little something. So there's that. So once you kind of hit on a chorus, you know, if you're going to record something, you kind of get an idea started, which is the way I do it. I just catalog ideas and kind of, you know, file them away and work with them later. But basically, what I'm going to do is, this is going to be the intro and the outro to the chorus. So that's a starting and finishing place for the recording. So basically what we got to do is put down that little thing that we were doing there. And, you know, what is the BPM? I really don't know yet, so we'll have to figure that out. Let's see. It's not that. So let's see if it's that. So that'll work, right? So basically all we got to do is go over here and, in essence, record kind of the first run through on that chorus with quite a bit of intro outro on it, and also record it in such a way where I'm leaving some space on the front end, so I'll pretty much leave 2 measures open going in type of thing. So just hit record on it and here we go. Hopefully it'll work. So that's pretty much it. That's how you get that part of it. So now, what we got to do is find some lyrics. And what this thing is all about is kind of taking a step of faith and getting stronger in your faith walk with the Lord. And so, I'm not a great lyric writer, so this is something that I really have not spent a lot of time doing, but I got some ideas on how to do it and that sort of thing. So basically what I do is I just get a notepad out and start writing down ideas. So basically, I just start writing ideas down. This is when the kind of the magical part of it starts kind of coming around. What's in my heart's now in my mind. What's in my heart